Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, as you can tell right off the bat, I'm in a different environment. I am actually out of town celebrating one of my best friends in the whole wide world. His name is James. He is turning 40 today. I mean, he reached top 3 on my best friends list, and that's hard to do lifetime. So that's something alone. But if you guys want to wish him a happy birthday in the comments below, I would love you for it. Because 40 years is a thing. That's a situation. So that's what we're doing, and that's why the environment looks different. But what we're going to talk about tonight is specifically the Washington magazine ban that just came through and it passed the Senate. Now, it's important. It didn't pass the House, and it's not going to the governor. So it's only in the preliminary stages of passing legislation, but something's off with the entire thing. You guys know how I love noticing things are off and patterns and just really weird things. That's what we're going to cover right now. Let me know what you think in the comments field below. It's going to be linked for your review in the description box. And I'm going to say a quick thing from our sponsor, SDI, and then we're going to get to this content. If you're looking at becoming a gunsmith, you owe it to yourself and to your future clients to get trusted training. SDI is distance education accredited and nationally recognized. And online course topics including gunsmithing, ballistics, and more. Advance your career now. Visit sdi.edu today. And thank you to SDI for making this video possible. Now, like I said, guys, we've got to dive into this whole magazine situation in Washington because something just doesn't feel right. And while I'm pulling this up, did you guys think this morning that I was serious or I was being sarcastic with the Beto turning into a Second Amendment advocate? Because I thought I laid it on pretty thick on the sarcasm because I do not believe him at all. Let me know in the comments field below if I need to work on my delivery or if you guys picked up what I was laying down because that is laughable. Anyway, let's get back to Washington. I just wanted to throw that at you guys. Washington Senate okays ban on sales of gun ammunition magazines with more than 10 rounds. Okay, that's pretty much standard fare for gun control in a blue state. We know that. But listen to what the details are because this is where it gets interesting. Olympia. The Washington State Senate voted late Wednesday to ban the manufacture, distribution, and sale of firearm magazines that hold more than 10 rounds of ammunition. Okay, that's a liberal mainstay. 10 round is the cap because apparently that saves infinite amounts of lives, which we know is not true. But again, listen to where the details lie. If the bill passes the House and becomes law, the ban would limit not just magazines for rifles that hold 20 or 30 rounds, but for a host of semi-automatic pistols which often carry more than 10 rounds. So they're going for magazines too. This is not just the scary rifle. They're going for anything with pistols as well. This is the slippery slope that starts to establish itself when you go down this road, which is why we don't do it. But this is intriguing what the House leader is saying. Whether Democrats can get the proposal through the House by the end of the legislative session, which concludes March 10, remains unclear. In a regularly scheduled meeting with reporters hours before the bill passed, House Speaker Lori Jenkins didn't commit to giving the bill a floor vote in that chamber. So why would she not commit to putting it on the floor? This is very similar on the federal level when Schumer didn't put H.R. 8 or 1446 on the floor for passage, didn't even get a vote, even though he banged his chest and he bragged about it. There's always a reason why, and that's what we focus on this channel. I don't know the reason, but I find it interesting that they aren't even committing on a date yet. That's something to note. And this is where it just gets silly. The version adopted Wednesday prohibits the manufacture, importation, distribution, sale, or offer of a sale for magazines that hold more than 10 rounds, according to the bill language. An earlier version of the bill applied to magazines with more than 17 rounds. Well, I pulled up the actual bill's language. You can keep everything that you have now. Every individual that's considered the dangerous reason that they're passing this bill can still hold on to their magazines the exact same way. It's completely grandfathered. So what's this legislation actually doing? Nothing. If you're not going to schedule a House vote, it passed the Senate for the first time ever. You can grandfather in existing magazines. I thought the whole point was the existing magazines were the problem. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the spidey senses are starting to go off. It's starting to feel like Democratic posturing for election time. I'm not Nostradamus, but I'm saying something feels weird because they're not behaving the way Democrats usually behave when they have momentum. Senator Keith Wagner pointed to the magazines already in circulation among gun owners, saying this bill isn't going to do anything. And he's right, because the grandfathered in clause. Ferguson, a Democrat, rejects that thinking, saying in a statement, "This historic vote represents an important step towards combating mass shootings. How? I know they have a huge crush on the word historic, but it doesn't make any sense. If you're keeping the magazines in place, and that was the whole impetus for this bill, what's the point of doing that? And I'm not advocating for seizure of those items. I'm just saying the way they wrote this bill and they're touting it as a historic passage, it doesn't even address the actual problem, which probably filters in to the fact the House is not going to schedule a vote on it. If it was an easy lock, they would schedule a vote pretty quickly because this is an easy win in a blue state. That's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will watch this more carefully for you guys, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.